Nigerian time, we have to stop our contents and trends. If not, we will keep going on and on and on. So I do apologize. We have to stop at the point where we did. Now it's time for our confession, and that's what will be on from now to the end of the show. So if you have confessions, please send them in via voice notes, via WhatsApp messages, and also phone calls that you can make this afternoon. All right, so you can dial 0700 951 0000 and 08095974869. WhatsApp is 08099930137. Thank you for always joining in. Thank you for always responding, and we appreciate you. Thank you for the feedbacks also to let us know that in places like Kuje, in Zuba, in New Karu, you guys are not receiving us properly. I can assure you that that message is sent. Okay, Masaka, I also see this one. Masaka said the reception is bad there. Another station is jamming Nigeria info there. Okay, Pastor Femi Ajayi, thank you for the feedback. We'll send that right away too. So it's Confession Tuesday, and you can get your confessions on board. If you have anything that you want to talk about, that you feel you've kept it in your heart for too long, or there's any issue in your life currently that you're battling with, and you feel you need to speak about it so that appropriate advice is given to you on the right thing to do, we're here for you. Okay? And any other issue you just want to talk about, it could be from any angle, any perspective. You can remain anonymous if you choose to. You don't want to call your name, that would be understandable. I have a voice note from last week who that sent in a confession, and I think I'll be starting with that. And then I think I've received one message already, so we'll make do with that as the messages keep coming in. On the first confession, was sent in last week, but we didn't have the chance to treat it.
Presenter. I've been married for 13 years. I started masturbating for about 10 years back because I got married to a girl that don't like sex. So whenever we finish making love, I am not okay with it, and I don't want to cheat. The other option is for me to stop masturbating. And ever since I want to stop it, but I cannot. So what do I
do? Okay, so that's a case of masturbation. That's a very hard one. We've had to treat this sort of case before in the past. And it's something that, first of all, it starts from your mind. I mean, I guess you've gotten to that point where you understand the dangers of that, because it affects you invariably when you are having relations with your wife. Your determination not to stray outside, not to cheat, like you said, got you to this place. And as much as I want to commend you, I also know that nature abhors vacuum. And so you probably want to feel in that space of lack of satisfaction, to the place where you can gratify yourself. But then now it has become a problem. But then also I know that there is a solution to that, where you go for help for people who are having and dealing with different sort of addictions. Okay, let's see who's here. If I could, okay. That is not connecting. You can call me back, please. So what I am trying to say in relations to that is the fact that there is help. I mean, people have overcome this, and as much as people have overcome in the past and are still overcoming, you are not a different person. So my brother, you need to reach out for help, right? If you keep um doing this on your own, I don't know if your wife knows about this, but I think she's the first person you need to talk to about this issue right now. And together you guys can reach out for the sort of help that you feel you desire and you need. Okay? And I say this because there are different options where you can get help, you can get advice. People who truly care for you. There's therapy. Psychologists are available. When you go to a hospital and you talk to a doctor about that, they can give you reference to the type of doctor that you should go to, who will take you through sessions and help you walk through your addiction with you and also help you overcome it. There's also the spiritual angle to it, where you are also able to, reach out for your spiritual covering and help that can also help you with that. But basically, what led you to that, like you said, is a lack of satisfaction of intimacy between you and your wife, and you need to talk with her. Two of you need to have that talk together and see how that can be sorted. But then, I mean, with this coming up, I know also it will have its own effect in terms of the relations that you share with your wife. So please, by all means, don't just feel wishing it away is going to take it away. It will keep deteriorating. It will keep, taking a better part of you. One thing I've heard of from people who have had to deal with this in the past, is how it takes over them. It makes them selfish. It makes them not care about their partners anymore. And all they just know is their satisfaction, as long as they're able to get themselves. And it keeps getting worse, because from maybe a 5-minute thing to 10 minutes, and it keeps draining you emotionally. So it comes with a lot of burden. So it's not something you can afford to keep quiet about. Please talk with your wife, and both of you should reach out for help and see how that can be reversed. The way it started, she also needs to be talked to, so that she can clear whatever is up in her head and make it a point of duty to be available. You will probably need more emotional connection, or whatever is the problem that needs to be dug into. Because sometimes when you see women refraining from that, I think also that needs to be investigated. What could be the problem? Is it a hormonal thing? Is it trauma? Is it experiences from the past? Or is it just a low libido thing? There are a lot of questions that can be asked and traced, so that can also be sorted out. Most of the time when we see our partners having inclination, it's not enough to just get angry and want to go out and go and do stuff because we want to get revenge. Sometimes it takes patience. It takes a whole lot of love and concern to help the partner get them to the place where both of you will be at par in terms of your, other room activities and stuff like that. So by all means, please, my brother, if there's any help you can get, do so. I have this message here. This one says, my married ex wants to come into my life again like my boyfriend without leaving his wife. I'm still not over him. He married her, and now he claims that he doesn't love her. But if he doesn't love her, why did he marry her? I don't want to be in any kind of relationship with him, but whenever he texts or calls, I'm not able to decline him. What should I do? I don't want to be involved in this mess. It's been a month since he got married. Are you kidding me? 1 month. This is serious. By all means, my sister, please block. Reblock and keep blocking. Because the more you keep the lines open, you have said it, you're not over him. So the tendency to want to talk and just hear what he has to say would be there, and you don't know, from hearing those vibes, and your emotions will start playing games on you, and before you know it, you find yourself in compromising situations. So if you don't want to talk to him, please, by all means, don't talk with him. And I think you find a way of blocking him across all levels of connection, whether it is your phone, social media, and just keep him out because people move on. People move on. I don't know why this sort of thing happens, that you don't find someone worthy enough to marry them, but you find them worthy enough to keep them as side pieces. It doesn't make sense, seriously. And you should not degrade yourself. If you're not worthy to become a wife, then by all means, you are way above being a side piece. But if you degrade yourself and avail yourself, then by all means, people like that will take advantage of you, waste your time, waste your years, and they'll still go back to their families and have it intact in most instances. So please be wise, right? I think a word is enough for the wife. Thank God you say you don't want to talk with him. So please don't. No one is forcing you. Good afternoon, Swat. Well done for the good work. God started blessing my husband financially. Each time I talk to him, he claims I'm not respecting or I'm not happy that God is blessing him. Secondly, he spends a lot of time on social media, jumping from one video to another, making it difficult for us to communicate, and he gets angry over every little thing. Anonymous. Interesting. You know this thing about money, right? This thing about money. That's why some people get afraid for their partners to have financial breakthrough. And I'm talking of both sides, right? Have you heard of men complaining of their women having money and then they all of a sudden begin to claim she's being disrespectful, she's not paying attention and all of that. And then women too having that sort of thing. I don't know if it is right that they say money brings out the true picture or the true character of a person. But the truth is, when some certain kind of money comes into the hands of people and they don't have the capacity to handle money begins to change them. But I believe money should not change anyone. You should be able to control money, use it. It should be used, and it should not be a thing that should control you. If not, then who are you? I'm sorry to ask, who are you if money controls you? So that means money determines how you act to your family or don't act to them and all of that. You know, but we need to bring it under control. And especially I've seen families getting destroyed because money came in at a time they were unable to handle it. You know, they were unable to know where to set the boundaries as to how they should behave to their partners, or as to what they should do and how they should do it. And before you know it, the cracks came in and somehow homes have been lost as a result of that. So my sister, you have to gently find a way of speaking and drawing his attention. Sometimes we give up too easily because our partners are resisting us, right? You talk to him, he gets angry, and you're like, I don't tire, I'll just let him be. And before you know it, the gap starts coming in. Find a way of talking with him. And talk with him at his good moments. Watch the tone. Watch how you speak. I think partners and spouses should learn to talk with each other with the utmost respect, because sometimes you don't respect your spouse, and if you communicate a lack of respect, if you communicate anger, that is what comes back to you. So if you speak to someone angrily, what you're communicating is anger, and you get anger back in return. I think most of us need to have an understanding of that, to know how to speak gently to our spouses. Give them time at their vulnerable moments, or that moment where we think that they are in that place where they will listen, then we can broach up the subject. But when somebody is in a place where they are so concentrated, sometimes just ignore them and then give them the grace and find the best time to talk or communicate some of these things. I think it works better like that. Dr. Oladipo will be here tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get to explore some more. Anonymous said, hi Swat, good afternoon. I have a very big burden in my heart. While I was living with my senior cousin, we have the same size of body and shoes. I kept stealing her beautiful slippers. And now that I'm an adult, I'm feeling so bad about it. What do I do? Okay, so just a simple suggestion, right? If you guys are in good terms right now, you can just go and openly confess to her. And whatever it is you can do to make up for it. You can. So this case of stealing dresses and stuff like that, my sister was reminding me some days back how I took her dress one time. That me, I took her dress when I was growing up. that she's going to teach me a lesson. And we laughed about the whole thing. For me, I mean, I just know when I was younger, if I like your dress, you don't give it to me. Especially my sister, she suffered a lot. And my younger sisters also, gave that to me. So I don't know how serious it was, whether you did it with the intent of actually stealing and stuff like that. But hey, I feel it's something you guys can sort out. You can talk about it. And if you can make up for it in any way, please do so. I mean, my sisters come to my place now and I open my locker and I tell them, okay, whatever it is you want to take, or I have this and this. If it is your size, you can take it, So it's not a big deal when it gets to a certain level, but I understand how you're feeling bad because you probably were young and you did it with bad intent. So maybe you guys should have that talk. Israel from Gwangwalada said, my advice to the man is that he should discuss it with the wife, that is where the problem started, and I believe solution can only start from the wife. So please talk to your wife about it. And also, sir, please take care of your wife. A man can have intimacy with a stranger and still enjoy it, but don't think it is like that for a woman. You have to put her in, the mood mentally, emotionally, physically. I pray God helps you, sir. That is Israel. Very, very true. So that's part of the things that I was saying, you need to do a lot of investigation as to why she's not forthcoming with you in the other room, because sometimes the way you approach a woman and she doesn't like it, and so she just locks up. So you can do whatever it is you want. She will not show interest, because what it is for a woman is totally different. And I find a lot of men complaining. But if only you pay attention, if only you investigate, if only you be more mindful when it comes to you and your wife and be more deliberate, I think you'll find better results instead of getting angry and... And if it is a method that she doesn't like or doesn't connect to it, if there are changes, if they become learners, humble enough to listen to each other and keep growing, desiring that we grow and we become better and better in our relationships, especially our marital relationships, then you find out that there will be less and less of the chaos and the anger and the resentments that keep growing and keep pushing people to go apart. So yes, thank you so much, Israel, for your contribution. Like I said, tomorrow Dr. Israel comes in and we'll further go through these things. This is a voice note here. I think it should be a confession. Let's listen.
Good afternoon, Swat. The headmaster is my name. Just a little advice to the lady that said the husband has made money now and he no longer looks at her side. I had similar issues some time ago. My wife will sit in the parlor. She will entertain herself with the television until very late night. I leave her, I go to bed. She comes to bed. Probably sometimes you see 12 a.m., 1 a.m. She'll be very busy with television. I called her one day. I sat her down and advised her. You see, you are very busy with the television. You don't have my time any longer. That intimate, that time to talk, to communicate is no longer there. Tomorrow, if I make money now, I'm probably come home whenever I feel like, get myself entertained outside and all that. You will still be the same person to complain, just like she's doing now. My husband now has money. He no longer has my time and all that. So sometimes the fault is not really because of that money that came. I'm saying this based on experience. Sometimes it's because of the treatment these men get from their wives when the money was not there. You understand? When the money now comes, you see them, they want to get that fulfillment outside before they come home because they were not well treated. They were not well respected when the money was not there. I'm not saying in her own case it's like that, but she should check herself. If peradventure such a thing happened during those days, I think she should look for a means to come close to the husband, let them talk and have a heart-to-heart conversation. Probably the problem can be solved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Headmaster. I think that's a very valid point you raised there. And that's why, when I was advising, I said, find the right time to talk to this guy. Investigate and do it from a place of love, do it from a place of respect, do it from a place of non-attack. Don't come attacking. Don't come, confrontational, because you'll be wasting your time. You'll not get the response you want. By all means, find out why the certain behaviors. This is what I'm thinking. But if I'm wrong, correct me. But this is what I've noticed. Your attitude have changed, this and this and that and that and that. There's always that moment. You're his wife. You're the closest person to him. You know his most vulnerable moments. You can have that conversation. Please, spouses, take out time, point out issues that are of concern to you, to your husband, to your wife, when things are not going well. Don't be vindictive. You guys are not in a competition. There's no competition in it. If you are saying, okay, you did it when I was not listening, okay, me, I'll show you and stuff like that, the whole purpose is defeated. You continue to drift apart. And somewhere in your heart, you know that the pain will be there. Nobody wants their home to crumble apart. No matter how things, people always try to see if they can get things back to the way it ought to be. And I think some people use their very hands, their very words, their very action to destroy the homes that they have. It's one of the tools being used so that it brings about dysfunctionality in lots of people, because people never remain the same after divorces and stuff like that. So watch it, please, and do the best you can to see how that can be sorted out. Good afternoon, SWAT. Greetings from my office in Dublin, Ireland. Watching live from Dalhatu Ahiru. Wow, that's good. Thank you so much, Elhat. Thank you for the message. I appreciate that. Someone said they are losing signals here in Lugbe intermittently. I don't know. I've sent the message. I have forwarded it, and I hope that should be looked into. Will be looked into before, the end of the day, hopefully. My name is MC Ola from Wuse Zone 4. I'm also experiencing signal interference from my end. Was listening to you then I started hearing another station playing music, and it was not clear. So it's getting closer and closer from Zuba to Nyanya, New Nyanya, to now Zone 4, to Lugbe, to all the other places. All right, guys, we apologize. We apologize for that. And I hope we are able to sort that out. I've forwarded that to the engineers, and I know that will be worked on in no time. And we'll get our free flow of transmission very, very soon. All right, guys, thank you for listening. It's still Confession Tuesday. If you have any confession to make, you can still call. The numbers are open, and WhatsApp is also open. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Okay. Call me back. I mean, sometimes when I receive calls of people that I know are not willing to talk, I just know it. So if you don't want to talk, it's okay. You can record a voice note. You can just send a WhatsApp text message, and that would also suffice. Okay, we have about 8 minutes to go to the top of the hour. It's still Confession Tuesday. If you have any confessions to make, please make sure you send it across. Make sure to dial the numbers, and make sure to send a voice note. You can remain anonymous if you don't want to call your name. We'll grant that to you by all means. For Confession Tuesdays, we always do that. So once again, the numbers are 0700 951 0000 and 080 95 97 4869. WhatsApp is 080 999 30137. It's 2:52. At the top of the hour 3, I would sign out. It's 2:54, and in a bit we'll be taking a quick commercial. Someone says poor signal to at Ido Sarki, opposite University of Abuja. Okay, that is noted. So I don't you think the issue of masturbating should be discussed in the night while children are asleep? Oh well, there's a way we try to put it so we don't become so explicit, you know. So yeah, we discuss all sort of issues, but hey, it's a way we go about it. We try to use the right words so it doesn't come off as being too open and stuff like that. And I guess we've tried all along, right? If not, we would have been, hey, the door knocking, or someone would have come knocking on our door. And you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we try to keep it as very, very neutral as it can get. Let's take a quick.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, everyone. My name is Swat. That's the name my father gave me, but you can always call me Her Vocal Majesty. I'm the host of The Sunny Side on 95.1 Nigeria Info. It takes place every weekday, noon to 3 p.m., where we get to have all the lovely contemporary conversations. If your days are normally long and gloomy, well, not anymore, because I'm here to make it all bright and sunny for you. So join me. It's an invitation. You don't want to miss out.
We apologize. The engineers should be up and working. I would emphasize that so that we don't lose our listeners. I mean, who are we without you guys? We need your ears to listen to us all the time and also for you to participate in our conversation. So anything that would interfere on that, we'll fight against that. So hopefully that is sorted pretty soon. Please keep the feedbacks coming. Up next is Hard Facts. Let's know if reception gets better as it is being worked on so that we can know. At least many of you were very vocal about the bad reception. So let's know if it gets clearer. And on that note, thank you so much, guys, for being a part of the show today. It's been great talking with you, listening to your confessions, talking around trending issues, and also around music, especially cultural music and modern music as they both fuse and what your preferences are. Up next is Hard Facts. Sami, good afternoon. How you doing?
Hi, Barrister Mrs. Adalumo.
Please, my name is Swat. You should know that.
I don't understand.
My name is Swat.
So,
should I introduce myself again?
Mrs. Swat Kasa
Okay, Sami. Don't worry.
Adalumo.
I will get you. Sure, you started this thing. I will get you. So what's up for Hard Facts today?
Oh, well, we're going to be looking at a number of issues as usual on the big three, some scary cases about insecurity in parts of the north. We're going to be highlighting that, matters around the constitutional amendment, and also we're going to be looking at health, osteoporosis, bone health, all of that.
I've heard that before.
Yes.
Bone?
Yes, osteoporosis, bone health.
That thing that makes the bone to
basically reduce your bone density.
Yes. I've seen a documentary on it.
Yes. So, we move from the heavier conversations to the ones around health and lifestyle before we get to our eyewitness. So that's basically the first of the show.
Okay, guys. Sounds interesting. I'll be listening. I hope you will also be listening. I'm done for today. I'll see you tomorrow. My name is Swat. You're not serious. Bye.